highly bioavailable RTG omega-3. Sourced exclusively from South Pacific anchovies, safe, internationally certified omega-3 ingredient. Vitamin E added to reduce oxidation, small vegetarian capsules for easy swallowing. Start improving blood circulation and eye health with just 2 capsules a day. Easily absorbed ATOMY, RTG omega-3.
ATOMY Hemohymns, birth behind the scenes. Are you curious? From now on, we will tell you in detail. ATOMY Hemohym was born in Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute. A total of 5 billion won was spent on research. Biotechnology researchers participated. Angelica, Snidium, Peony. To discover these 3 combinations and find the optimal ratio took 8 years. In 2006, it was finally recognized as the #1 raw material that can aid in improving immune function. ATOMY Hemohym was born in this way. After a long period of research, it was created with a taste that's easy for everyone to consume. At first, Hemohym had a hard time attracting many people. At that time, ATOMY appeared and started selling 30 pouches for 70,000 won. And each time the profit increased, the number of pouches increased to 48, 54, and now 60. In addition, the price has been lowered to 1/10 of the original price. Thanks to that, more consumers wanted to purchase ATOMY Hemohym, and now it stands tall as ATOMY Hemohym. What kind of legacy will Hemohym continue to create in the future? Only for immunity. ATOMY Hemohym.
Can't think of your password no matter how hard you try? Are you having trouble remembering your boss's name? Do you not remember where you parked your car last night? If you struggle with remembering things, you need Purple Energy. Grapes from France, wild blueberries from Canada. A purple blend of 100% plant-based ingredients. A patented ratio and 6 additional ingredients. A blend of grape and blueberry extracts that helps improve memory. The power of Purple Energy. ATOMY Smart Memory Up.
Every drop of honey has a story. Guided by nature, this honey is the result of the harmony between manuka flowers and millions of flapping bees. Genuine ATOMY Manuka honey. And a high concentration of MgO 830+. Pure Manuka honey, crafted and produced in Australia. Collected drop by drop, it contains nature's energy. ATOMY Manuka honey.
beyond borders to 24 countries worldwide, ATOMY reaches your doorstep directly through @Gmall. As of April 3rd, 2026, over 210,000 precious deliveries have made to global members all around the world. Pure joy delivered. Your satisfaction drives @Gmall forward. Absolute quality, absolute price. Experience the true value of ATOMY fastest and most perfectly at @Gmall. Until the entire world meets ATOMY, the fastest way to have ATOMY products? @Gmall.
Dietary fiber is good for one's healthy intestines and bowel movements. Dietary fiber can be supplied by eating fruits or vegetables. Functional material made of well-mixed soluble and insoluble dietary fiber. Psyllium husk. Psyllium husk refers to the seed bark of the plantain that was grown under strong sunlight. Psyllium husk, which expands up to 40 times larger when it meets water, helps to facilitate bowel movements. With stick-tight packaging, take it with water and enjoy it with supplementary materials such as prunes and berries. Make yourselves healthier by consuming ATOMY's dietary fiber. Have a great day by having a smooth bowel movement. ATOMY, botanical beverage mix psyllium husk with prune.
Please fasten your seatbelt and check the overhead bin.
Blood sugar spike. Blood sugar cut. Time to manage your blood sugar? Choose ATOMY Bitter Melon, a Korean MFDS-approved functional ingredient that helps reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes. Immature bitter melon extract contains 2.59 milligrams of GABA from immature bitter melon extract, sourced from 3% of unripe fruit harvested before the seeds become toxic. Human trials on immature bitter melon extract showed significant blood sugar reductions and improved glucagon response. With 5-in-1 benefits and ultra-small tablets, 2 sticks a day help build a healthy post-meal blood sugar habit with ATOMY Bitter Melon.
I've started, but how on earth do I make this business work? Who is it?
Miss Park Jung-soo, I can hear your sighs from outside the door. That's the 14th time you've sighed today.
Wait, how do you know that?
I'm Mong-sang, your ATOMY AI assistant and personal coach. Before we begin, I'll need your consent for one thing. Calls, messages, app activity, meeting logs, social media, GPS, I'll see it all. In return, I'll use that data to ensure your success. Because what isn't measured cannot be managed.
You'll see everything? That's a bit scary.
What's truly scary isn't data, but a life that isn't measured.
Okay, let's do it.
Consent received. From now on, I'll be watching you 24 hours a day. Don't feel pressured. I'm only watching to support you.
So, isn't this just a pyramid scheme in the end?
That's a great question. ATOMY doesn't spend money on advertising. Where do you think that money goes? We invest it in quality and lower the prices. Try it for yourself before you decide.
This assistant robot sure is a smooth talker.
Indeed. Even I think I'm quite the eloquent speaker.
Thanks, Mong-sang, but I really fell short today, didn't I?
It's all right. It's just the law of their own mind. Here's a tip. When you get home, try setting me to spicy mode.
Spicy mode?
You must be very tired today, right? Let's keep our spirits up and meet just one more person. Are you insane? Keep acting like that and see if you ever succeed. You should be trying to meet at least one more person. What? You need to watch a drama? Have you lost it? If you don't hit 100 today, you're not going home.
How do you stay up all night protecting the city?
cherish the spirit means that we won't treat people as tools. It means to treat people as the objective, the tool to achieve happiness. For each and every person, that tool is ATOMY. Our lives change depending on how we think. Who can build your future? Only you can. You must map out your own future. Your future depends on how you map it out. Once you map out your future, where should you stand? You must stand on that future you have mapped out. That is following the faith. Your vision should be in high, but you must stay humble. The basis of our behavior pattern must be humility. It is very important to serve in humility. Our duty is to serve in humility.
Everyone, please stand up to formally say the company's motto.
Ready? Go!
Cherish the spirit. Create the vision. Follow the faith. Serve in humility. Aja, aja, aja. Everyone, please take a seat. ATOMY always supports your success and balanced life.
Trying your hardest to make your lifelong partners successful. That's the way to your own business. And I think the most important factor in achieving that is trust. So, as Make Imperial Talk Show's first topic, we are going to talk about the topic of trust. And I believe we have the perfect guests for today's topic. Please welcome Imperial Master Yoon-Suk Kim and Crown Master Yoon-Lok Kim. I know Imperial Master Yoon-Suk from prior engagements, because I've been on business trips with her. But every time I see you two, it looks like the two of you have a very close relationship. Can I ask you what kind of relationship you two have?
Crown Master Yoon-Lok Kim is my diamond.
Oh, a diamond you say?
A diamond you say? What do you do when you find a diamond in the rough? You have to make it shine. So, we've been in the ATOMY business together for about 15 years now. If I were to say a relationship is equivalent to the Chinese character for human, yeah, she has been my pillar of support, like the second stroke in the character for human. That's right. She has played a huge role in building our ATOMY business. Yes. The question, the MC here just raised this question: what kind of trusting relationship fosters an environment for success? I think this question can be answered by our chairman's philosophy of the baby. I regard my partners as babies. Your words shine more beautifully than the pearls on your ears. Yeah, and that's correct.
Your words shine more beautifully than pearls on your ears. It sounds like you found yourself a real gem.
Of course. What importance do these pearls have?
Right now, she's the sponsor. But I heard that a while ago, it was, the other way around.
A long time ago, I was dreaming of success in a different network marketing company, and she joined that company as a partner. And yeah, that's what she did. After the first training session, she came to me, and as she hugged me, she said, "Let's become successful together, and we can do this." With that, I felt like I was on top of the world, and that was amazing. But afterwards, I didn't feel like the company was a good fit, and I quit first. When I told her about my plans and asked her to quit with me, she said, "You can quit on your own if you want to." So I asked, "How come?" And she answered that she's going to give it her all for a whole year and succeed no matter what. So I said, "I really hope you become successful, but I'm leaving." After I left the company, I was busy doing other things. In 1 year, she called me out of the blue. And that was strange. When I asked her the reason for her call, she only asked where I was at that moment. So I said I was home, and she said she would come see me at my doorstep. She wasn't alone. That person that was with her was Imperial Master Duke Wu Li. I wondered, what is going on, and invited them inside to talk, and it turned out that they brought news of a different network marketing company. As we continued our conversation, I could tell that they were really earnest, hard-working people, and I said to myself that if it was something they believed in, I could become successful by joining them. It had already begun to trust them at that point. If it's something they were working on together, it's gotta be something I should take part in no matter what. So I asked them, what is the entry fee? And they told me what it was. Back then, they weren't in ATOMY
it's a different
yet.
company.
A different company. So I purchased some of the products and tagged along on the training sessions. After 3 months, I quit again. It just didn't seem right.
Why did you quit? The other network marketing company didn't seem right.
Then they brought something else. What news did they bring this time? They brought news of another network marketing company. Then in 6 months, they suddenly disappeared.
Who disappeared?
The two of them. I called her, but she didn't answer. She didn't answer any of my calls, so I sent her a message wondering why she wouldn't answer any of my calls. I wrote, "Whatever you plan on doing, I'll follow your lead. So please call me back when you see this text." She called me back and gave me a packet of Hey Bohim. After trying Hey Bohim, I thought, wow, this is going to work. And I asked her, "Who are you working with?" And she said, "Imperial Master Duke Wu Li." I said I'd go see them right away, and she took me to Imperial Master Duke Wu Li's first center. And yes, over there I asked, "What's going on here?" And he told me he started selling cosmetics and showed me a DVD. It was an explanation by news anchors on 4 different channels, NBC, KBS, SBS, and YTN, a cosmetics product of everyone's dreams, which contains 500 times more active ingredients of the average cosmetic is out. But it wasn't just a nobody, but an anchor on TV.
What year was that?
It was back in 2007.
In 2007, public TV networks had much more credibility than these days. Wasn't it more difficult to make it on back then?
Definitely.
It was much more credible.
As I was watching the video, I felt my heart pound all of a sudden. I thought it was going to jump out of my chest.
It was on the news. Yeah.
I thought that even if I couldn't explain the product well, all I needed to do was turn on the news.
You could just turn on the DVD.
So I turned Imperial Master Duke Wu Li and said, "Please explain the compensation plan." The reason I jumped right in was because ATOMY was the 17th network marketing company I met.
I thought it was your third company. 17th?
So before ATOMY, I had already gone through 16 different network company systems. When I learned about their compensation plan, I was amazed there was no entry fee nor maintenance fee. With infinite levels and infinite accumulation of PVs. When I heard about all that, my legs started to get wobbly.
After watching the news, your heart pounded and your legs gave in?
I went completely nuts. And when they told me about the forklift, which came with close to $1 million as the cash reward, please let me join ASAP. I rummaged through my purse and gave them my ID and bank book. And then they got all wide-eyed and asked me what this was for. So I asked, don't you need a copy to register me as a member? Other network marketing companies has always made copies of my ID and bank book. So I naturally thought that ATOMY would do the same and gave them the documents so I could join as fast as I could. And that's how I did it. I was impatient to join a day, even a minute faster than anyone else. I was impatient to join because I was certain that my sponsor could get other people to join at the blink of an eye.
Time was of the essence.
I couldn't spare even a second, let alone a minute, so I demanded that they register me right away. But he was still wide-eyed and said, we don't even have a homepage yet, so I can't register you online right now. He gave me a form on paper and told me to fill it out instead. At the time, ATOMY sold Him and a set of 5 cosmetics products. Bare Cosmetics. I took those home with me and tried them out, and it turned out that they were better than anything else I tried my entire life. So I called Imperial Master Duke Wu Li. So I asked why this product line was called Bareface 100. He said because in just 100 days, your skin can return its bareface pure-looking state.
And he said in 100 days, your skin can return to its pure state.
Yes. Take a look at my amazing complexion.
You look as smooth as a pearl. Having listened to your story, I'm curious about how you became to trust Crown Master Young Rock Kim so much. You went to her time and again, even after failures with other companies.
Back then, I was poor, and so was she. We both had to make ends meet to pay our monthly rents, and I always thought a lot about how I could become successful. And when I decided to follow the tracks of Imperial Master Duke Wu Li and look into ATOMY, she told me that she'd follow me no matter what path I decided on. She told me that she'd follow me. We already had that sort of relationship. And when I was looking into ATOMY, I didn't answer any of her calls. Why? I had to be sure about ATOMY. I had to be confident that I could introduce her to this new company. Up until that point, I had been unsuccessful, and what if I gave information on another company and we end up failing again? So I had to be completely sure of myself. I listened to the chairman's lectures and everything, and I knew that was a real deal. So I went to her and told her about ATOMY. Before we met ATOMY, we both had a lot of trouble making ends meet. So we relied on each other a lot, and we trusted each other unconditionally. It was a relief that it was ATOMY. What if it was another company with an entry fee and a maintenance fee? I would have been forced to sell products to her. How could that have ended well? But even in that case, she would follow my lead because it was me. Of course, our relationship was built on trust. After meeting ATOMY, both young Locke and I became successful, and it feels like a dream. So it all comes down to this. When we contact people, it all depends on the trust we build up to that point. It doesn't really matter. And whether we're communicating about ATOMY or ATOMY products, depending on the amount of trust in the relationship, people can be willing to listen and follow. That is why it is important to build up trust with our neighbors and acquaintances. All of my past acquaintances have seen and succeeded with me through ATOMY.
I think the key point here is that you recommended it only after you made sure this network marketing company was good. You couldn't introduce just anything because you thought of each other's family. You thought you should get a taste of it first. That's the kind of mindset we should focus on.
I looked into the company over 15 days, so no matter how many times she called me, I didn't answer her calls for 15 days.
I'm so jealous of the relationship you two have. I haven't led a long life yet, but I hope to have a friend like you two have in each other. You've repeatedly told us that the ATOMY business is all about managing people, but what about beyond that? I think many people would be curious about management strategies that promote trust.
After you meet someone, you introduce the ATOMY product. And then you should meet that person on a daily basis and keep asking, have you tried the product? What did you think? And what do you see about this? But in the beginning, I didn't know that was necessary. Once I had delivered ATOMY products and neglected to visit that person for an entire week. It was a friend of mine, and after a week, I went over there and asked if they had tried the products. But I could see the products were on top of her closet.
So you only made the delivery?
Yes, I only delivered the products. So I brought them down and opened the bottles myself. After I did that, I applied some of the products right then and there. My friend went, hey, that's pretty good. If I had known they were this good, I would have used them earlier myself. So that's when I realized that I should meet up with people in person more frequently. That way I can work on building trust and share my know-how on the business. And that is just how you can work on building trust in the beginning.
I think that many members don't realize that they should continuously contact and communicate after the products have been delivered. I'm sure you see many cases like this, Yoon-soo-kun.
There's a reason many companies and many people fail in succeeding. Direct network marketing is distribution. What is the key to distribution? Products. And how the products become connected to our consumers, whether they become repeated consumers through our products, determine our success in direct network marketing. What does our chairman say every time he lectures? Absolute quality, absolute price. I hope our partners have this concept of absolute quality and absolute price engraved in their minds. We aren't successful at ATOMY because of our own talents. It's not because we invested money in it. The tools that lead us to success at ATOMY are the products. The products! So no matter who you meet, the most important management strategy is to not only take our products, but sure they use them. You must, but what do most people focus on? They go ahead and start by talking about the ATOMY business and tell people they can succeed with ATOMY. Those people get refused because that's what they open with. They need to realize that the focus on explaining the business is not that, but the first thing we should all do, whether we meet someone, is bring along the ATOMY products and emphasize that this product is impressive, that really speaks to you. You have to put your heart and soul into that instead of explaining the business. The factor that turns the negative consumers into a positive attitude is the product. The products. It's not because we're great public speakers, but most people focus on talking with just their mouths. That's not how you do it. No matter who you meet, hand them a product. And more importantly, keep communicating with that person and check if they're actually using the product. And what will they say to you after they try the products? Wow, it's pretty good. They'll be sure to say that. Why? Because the product has good quality and it's cheap. That's when you'll gain some trust with that person. How did that happen? The product itself. Many people think that they'll succeed if they're smart and talented. But that's a mistake. It's completely wrong. She only graduated from elementary school, and I'm an old grandma in her 70s, but the reason we were able to succeed at ATOMY was because of the products. The one thing you should take from this session is that when you meet someone, you must talk about the products. Don't talk about anything else. I succeeded as an imperial master. When you meet someone for the first time and immediately start talking about the business, they'll go, sure, it worked for you, but it won't for me. That's not it. Whoever we meet, give them ATOMY products, and the products will turn their negative attitudes into positive ones. Do you understand? The business doesn't run on your talents. This is something we've been experiencing in the past 15 years. When we first introduce the products, people go, come on, it's Pyramid Company. Scam you from head to toe. They'll ask if we had nothing better to do than work at a pyramid. But after they try the product, they'll go, wow, so it is good. It's cheap too. Did I explain the company or did the product speak for itself? You must remember this. So what should you do when you meet someone? Talk through the products. This is the one thing you must make a mental note of in your heads. When you meet someone, do you talk with your words or through the products? The products. No questions asked. The factor that turns negativity and positivity is the product.
This is really crucial. As you mentioned earlier, the partners who are just starting their businesses will probably spend a lot of their energy in talking about how great the business is and how great the company is, not to mention their brains.
Yes.
Have you tried the toothbrush? Isn't it better than any other product? This must come naturally. That really is key. First of all, manage through the products. Another thing I heard about you two is that you are well known to never break your promises.
It's my case. About 6 months into the ATOMY business, I was thinking about what I should be doing. And then, after that, I picked up on something in our chairman's lectures. He talked about investing to train your partners. Investing to train your partners. That is what it's called. That's because ATOMY is a network marketing company, and network marketing companies begin and end with training. That's what our sponsors always say to us. It's true, and I thought I should put more emphasis on training my partners. And that is true. On that note, I promised that I'd rent a bus to give a ride to my partners when our center reached 15 partners. So since November of 2008, we started to rent a bus with 45 seats. We started to rent a bus regularly, but one partner said to me, I can't go because I get car sick. So I searched online for ways to avoid getting car sick. It is said online that wearing sunglasses work. So I told my partners that they should remember to bring sunglasses for the bus ride the next day. Sometimes when you look at them in their sunglasses, sitting in the front seats, you forget and think they're visually impaired. I got confused a couple times and laughed at my mistake. But anyways, I made sure to take all of my partners on the bus for regular training sessions. That's what I did. There's something I promised myself when I rented those buses. I promised that I would not stop renting these buses to go to the one-day seminars and success academies until I made it to the Royal Leaders Club. That's what I wanted to do. And sure enough, by running those buses for 5 years, I made it to the Royal Leaders Club. I remember that day I was able to join. It was one day in January 2013, from November 2008 to the last Thursday in December 2012. I rented buses for 5 years without stopping, not even once. The first driver for our bus was Crown Master Jung Men Park. Yes.
It was your bus driver?
Yes, that's right.
He wasn't a partner
No.
who joined?
No.
Ah.
He hadn't joined ATOMY at that point. One day, one of my partners said, "What are you going to do while you're waiting for us?" And there's still something amazing in there, so you should come along. And so he tagged along one day, and he was blown away. He joined the ATOMY business right from driving our bus. Now he has partners in Taiwan, Malaysia, China, and reaches 600 to 700 million PV a day. It's a lot, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
That's a lot more than the sales at Walmart or big supermarkets, you know? That's a lot higher than bigger supermarkets.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There are quite a few people who rode that bus and became Imperial Masters later on. That's right. The late Imperial Master Deng Chil Park, Imperial Master Jokwu Lee, Yun Sung Kup, and Hong Lung Lee. Then there are Crown Masters Zhang Ogang, Mi Young Park,
Jung-im-shi and Hugh-kyung-shim.
That must have been the bus of success.
Yes, the bus of success. And about 70 to 80% of my partners from back then have become leaders now. That's something I really give myself credit for. I like to pat myself on the back for doing that. Young Lek, you did really well.
What's even more amazing is that, from what I understand, neither of you had very deep pockets when you first started working with ATOMY. According to my notes, the situation wasn't that different when you first started renting the buses. You invested your own money into that, even though you didn't have much to spare.
So back then, I get $215, $360, or $500 as commission. And renting a bus for 45 people would cost around $290 for the one-day seminar and $430 for the Success Academy. When I was short on money, the leaders would pitch in sometimes. Anyways, I'd spend all of my earnings on renting those buses.
Well, I'm sure that your efforts from those days resulted in the superstars of ATOMY today. All of their salaries put together.
Would be phenomenal.
It's enough to establish a soccer team. That's incredible. Now, I have a question for Imperial Master Yoon-soo Kim. You have some partners in Jeju Island, correct? What do you do with your partners in Jeju?
Crown Master Young Luk Kim said that she rented buses to take her partners to the training sessions. Some of you might wonder, did she have to invest her time and money to take her partners there? But we found out that thanks to her efforts, many partners became successful through ATOMY. This is a hands-on experience. I'm curious to hear what those of you listening thought. In network marketing, you need memberships. But the memberships aren't made by you or me. That's a very important system here at ATOMY. According to the ATOMY system, it's a given that I'm present for all of the sessions, and another crucial part is that I try to invite as many people as I can to come along. Within the system, we find new partners and new memberships, which leads to more invitations. At first, you might meet a lot of people thanks to the products, but this success system is something that is unique to only ATOMY. That's right. This is why she invested all of her commission and tried to invite more people into the ATOMY system. That's how important the system is. That the ATOMY business emphasizes that it isn't a contact-based business. ATOMY recognizes itself as a management business, but let's take a look into that. Is it easy to come to the mainland from Jeju Island? It's a plane ride away, and in the beginning of my business, I visited Jeju Island once every week for 4 months, and Imperial Master Duke Wu Li visited once every week as well for 6 months. We kept going on, but later on, because they had to come to the sessions themselves, and since there were several people, it became difficult, so I persuaded the chairman. Our chairman is known to always say yes to something. Do you know what it is? Mr. Chairman, I think the partners need to hear your lecture. So I persuaded him to go to Jeju Island and open a one-day seminar as well. He ended up going to Jeju 3 times. He came and we opened one-day seminars, and that's how that began to grow. Afterwards, the partners started to come themselves. The partners began to fly in voluntarily. Currently, there are 2 Crown Masters in Jeju Island. They're my partners. We grow and develop through the ATOMY system. And that's how we build it up. It couldn't be done on our own. There are many partners from different countries around the world here today, and if your country does not hold any seminars, or if you'd like to attend a seminar that was more close by, or you're thinking those seminars sound so important, how can I go? Do not worry. Go ahead and talk to your branch director. I don't mean pester them, but say something like, Director, we'll get 100 people this month. The company needs some kind of justification to hold a seminar or some sort. It's not like money grows on trees for ATOMY, right? Don't bug your managers about having seminars all the time, but start with getting some people. Once you get a certain number, you can ask the company, and when they agree to it, you can say to the director, I'll get 150 people next month, and if you're told to stop coming to the center, Keep going, but if you pester them about having seminars without ever gathering any people, you'll be turned down. The system is that important. There's no way you can build a whole organization on your own. So you should do what? Make a deal with your branch director. You can initiate the process. And what will happen when there are more and more people? Once you have more people at the seminars, you'll see higher sales. Then you'll get your seminars without having to ask for them. Meeting many people through the products is number one. Then number two is the system. She said she used up all of her commission to rent those buses for her partners, right? Of course, you might not earn that much commission right away, but you should think of it as opportunity cost and continue to invite people by all means. It's best to follow the 8 steps of success, but if that seems too big of a challenge, at least remember the 2 steps to success. Products and system. You'll be fine as long as you remember these 2. Isn't it easy? Those who have already been successful already experience. It's what motivates us to move forward.
So the ATOMY partners must remember 2 things. Manage with the products and the ATOMY systems. There are some who get confused when we mention the system, but the success system refers to attending the seminars. In a way, the seminar you're listening to right now, the Make Imperial show, is part of the system, right?
This is also a system.
Mm-hmm. After listening so far, I have some new questions I'd like to ask. Renting a bus and flying to Jeju every week sounds like it would get tiring. I'd like to ask how you overcome hurdles of exhaustion.
Personally, I think that it's easy to think network tiring at first, but you can actually do things to overcome those difficult moments through the seminars and the system, as well as help from your sponsors. Don't wander about and you'll be fine. If you have questions, go to your sponsors, and if you study hard enough, you'll get your answers. The ATOMY business is a really, really fun business. It's not any kind of stressful business at all. Like we said earlier, I did it, and I only graduated from elementary school. ATOMY's open to anyone, but not everyone can succeed. The people who actually succeed at ATOMY are the people who think that they can succeed. But the people who have even the slightest doubt about succeeding at ATOMY fail undoubtedly. So don't give up until you make it at ATOMY. Don't pay attention to anything else. And don't spend time on anything else. And keep telling yourself to get fully plugged into ATOMY's entire system. That is what you have to do. Those of you who can do this will surely succeed. It's true. All you need to do is clear your head and never give up. Don't ever.
As a person who's reached the pinnacle, I'm sure you'll have some words of wisdom for the people who feel weary as they continue to go down the path of success. What would you like to say to them?
Remember this. People who have their own businesses invest tens and hundreds of thousands to get their business going. But apparently, only 2 or 3 out of 100 businesses are successful. As for the rest, they all go bust despite all that investment these days. Even if you have a job at a company, it won't last forever. After meeting ATOMY, I learned that network marketing guarantees freedom from time and financial restrictions, but most network marketing companies have entry maintenance fees. How about ATOMY? Do they require any kind of investment? There are no entry or maintenance fees. After getting this far, I wondered, why didn't ATOMY make an entry fee? They should have. There are no conditions whatsoever to join ATOMY right now, so anyone can join and anyone can leave as they wish. That's why I thought if there was a maintenance fee, say about $5,000 or so, wouldn't people try their hardest because of that money? And as long as you bear with it, you're bound to succeed. There are no conditions at ATOMY. There are no preconditions for your success. The only people you must fight against are yourselves. Why? You all have your life scenarios you built as you met ATOMY, right? The reason we write them down is because we have loving family members. When that's what we do, we work because of our families. We don't work because we want to have nice lives all by ourselves. It's for our families, but the key point is that there are no investments. And when the going gets tough, people leave. People who leave without looking back don't love their families that much. Because they lack the love for their families, they give up and leave so easily. What's the most difficult thing at ATOMY? As I mentioned at the beginning, being refused by many people is the hard part. As long as you get talked through the products, you won't get refused. You'll be fine. So remember that. There are no investments required at ATOMY. You don't need any of that. You don't need any special skills or talents here. When we first started at ATOMY, we could barely afford our monthly rents. But why did we start ATOMY? Because we have family members who we love. The reality where we could barely make ends meet and where family members were so poor was unbearable. Does anyone enjoy poverty? Our chairman also says that people don't think to get wealthy. People rarely think about becoming rich, but because we met ATOMY, I began to dream of breaking that cycle of poverty. I began to think that I could really lead a happy life and be good. Do you think it was all fun and games for us? We had our share of hardships and hurdles when we first started working. It was even harder for us back then because ATOMY only had 2 products, and we didn't even have a company homepage. Do we have catalogs? Nope, we had nothing. But what did our chairman say to us at his lectures? You can make over $100,000 a month. And we really did see that happen. The lectures that our chairman and partners give aren't just things we say in theory. They're not just that. They're not just theories. You can actually see and hear the success stories. That's right, it's true. I saw them. You can become rich. People believe it because they saw it come true. That is why you must all write your life scenarios. No matter what, write all of it down. And when you're writing them down, don't write it based on your reality right now. But imagine how you'll turn out 3 to 5 years. Think of your future, what you can become, because right now, what is there to write about? I used to live in a room with a monthly rent of $1,000, but I wanted to ride a car that cost more than $100,000. My reality was $100,000, so how could I dream of spending $100,000? I had trouble writing that down in my life scenario for 5 months, but since I managed to write it down, I was able to purchase the best car available in Korea. If you don't write down your life scenario, your dreams will never come true at ATOMY. One thing's for sure at ATOMY. You don't need money to invest. As long as you don't get lazy and work hard, you'll succeed. How is that possible? We have all that tools. If we can do it at this age with only an elementary school diploma, it's definitely not because we're exceptionally talented. We were able to become successful because we met ATOMY. And you can also be just as successful because you met ATOMY. We can all become successful together. It may be difficult, but you'll overcome everything because of your love for your family. So if you try with all your might, you'll become successful a lot faster than we did. That's right.
This is 100% believable because it comes from someone who's gone down that path and succeeded. After listening to what you just said, I feel a little embarrassed about asking how you overcome your hurdles.
Do you?
I really do. My wheel of dreams is rather small. I just realized that the chairman always says that we should develop our dream wheels.
The partners who are just starting at ATOMY are probably trying something totally new. And when you're trying something new, it's bound to be hard. When you start a new job, is it fun from the start? You have to mind your seniors as well as those below you. You have to figure out if you'll be able to work here for a while or not. It's not easy when you invest money into your own business. Is it always fun and joy from the start? Because it's something new. It's all tough. It's the same with ATOMY. It's not easy because it's something new. Other than that, there's nothing to fret about. What else are you going to make $100,000 a month without putting this amount of effort? That's why I say that ATOMY should require an entry fee of at least $5,000 so people won't just give up and leave. And that's what I think. Make your own entry fee as you start at ATOMY, or promise yourself that you'll buy a specific car when you become a royal master. Yes.
Make your own entry fee.
That's right, on your own.
No, that's a good tip. Establishing your own goal by
right.
making your own entry fee.
That's
Sounds like a very good
You won't
tip.
be able to give up easily because of your
You
investment.
can't just give up and pull
Right.
out, even if you feel like using it up.
Do you know anyone who makes $100,000 a
I
month?
can't say that I do.
The president, government officials? I don't envy anyone.
I know someone.
You do?
I know someone.
Huh?
She's sitting right here. Someone who makes $100,000. Imperial Master Yoon-Soo Kim earns more than $3,500 per day. So we can say this lecture is worth more than $3,500. Am I right?
Yes.
She's worth $2,500. That makes this lecture worth more than $6,000. So please write everything down and don't miss a single word. This is the Make Imperial Show, a part of ATOMY's success system. We're halfway done. And since we could use a quick boost, why don't we each take a packet of Hemohim before we continue? Help yourself to the Hemohim in front of you.
It doesn't matter if I take 3 or 4 packets a day. I take Hemohim whenever I see a packet.
Whenever you see it. I think that many people have big wheels and are desperate for success, but don't know exactly how to get there. Those partners will probably have their own sponsors. What should they do to earn the trust of their sponsors? To earn their trust?
First of all, their sponsors are where they are because they succeeded through the ATOMY system. That's how they got partners in the first place. And that's how they did it.
Yes.
So I think the partner should listen to whatever words of advice their sponsor has for them. And that's what I agree. They should just listen. There are people who argue that they know better. Yes.
People who think they know everything.
Yes, people like that. Sometimes disregard whatever their sponsor tells them. They do as they please, whatever way they choose. And if we all do whatever pleases us instead of what is guided, what would happen to ATOMY? It will never work out. Though they might not have prestigious diplomas at ATOMY, they are the leaders. So whenever your leader says something is right, I hope the partners will put their doubts aside and follow their directions. Apparently, it takes 3 months for human cells to change. At first, it might be difficult, but after the first 3 months, those actions will become duplicated, and the partners will find themselves aligned with their sponsors. But because that there are so many people argue that they know better and turn back, they just do as they please and completely disregard their sponsors. Wherever your partners are, you go. You should always keep this in mind. If you stay within the system, your partners will follow. Only once, my sponsor, Imperial Master Yoon-Soo Kim, called me on the day of the one-day seminar. And that's what happened. I'm sick. I have to go to the hospital. I can't make it to the one-day seminar, she said. So I replied, of course, you can't possibly come if you're sick. And I hung up. But 5 minutes later, she called me again to say, I'm on my way. She's on her way. I told her that she shouldn't come and go to the hospital. She's sick. But she said Imperial Master Deok-woo Lee told her that even if she dies, it should happen in the ATOMY system. And apparently he joked he gave a full ATOMY funeral and she should come to the one-day seminar no matter what. That's when I learned that was the kind of mindset you needed to succeed in ATOMY. When I was building my business, I always tune into what she said about the ATOMY business, whether it was direct or indirect. So if you want to succeed, I hope you'll try to listen and learn to what your sponsor says and how your sponsor speaks. And that's how you can learn. Listen attentively to what your sponsor says and learn from how your sponsor handles certain situations. You can learn everything by watching closely and following in their footsteps and take notes of things you didn't know. When you look at people who do as they please, they're stubborn.
They argue they know best.
The best.
I can see that from what I can gather. It seems the sponsor must set a good example so the partners can duplicate.
Of course. The entire business is built on that
must be why. Imperial Master Yoon-Soo Kim's partners are all gems. She's such a great sponsor. Don't you think so? No, seriously, she is.
That's exactly what I've always been thinking. That's right.
Imperial Master Yoon-Soo Kim looked very pleased as you were speaking. I could almost read her mind. She looks as if to say, I taught her well.
Crown Master Young Luck Kim was quick to learn. She knew early on that she'd succeed if she'd followed my footsteps, so she's the wise one. That's what I think. And as a sponsor, if you want to succeed, who should you make successful at first? You should make your partner successful. If you make your partner successful, you'll be able to succeed. So if in any way possible, hold on to your sponsor's legs and never ever. That's right. Whenever your sponsor goes, that's where you need to be. If you follow the footsteps of your sponsor, once you get partners of your own, your partners will then do the same and copy your behaviors. But from time to time, you'll meet people who boast about giving great lectures. Those people make their own systems. But most of them will probably leave because they can't handle it any longer. What do those people say? That they're the best, that they say they have their own ways, because they're better than everyone else. They think that their way is how they'll succeed. It's fine if they ruin their own path to success, but it's not only their own success they ruin the chances of their partner's success as well. If you're a sponsor worried that your partners don't listen to you, keep treating them out for meals. If you keep doing that, they'll all come swarming. As long as you make it to sales master at ATOMY, you're 90% there. When I was working with a different network marketing company, there's a speech that I always gave. The speech went like this: no matter whom I eat with or what I eat, whether it's expensive or cheap, I wish I'm wealthy enough so that I can pay for everyone sitting at our table. And that dream, it came true when I finally joined ATOMY. What is it about paying for a meal that's so satisfying? It's just so satisfying for me. You must remember, when we eat, it's not just about eating food. That's not it. Let's say that I pay for someone else's meal. If I pay, that means that I have the upper hand in that group. And is it just about the pure action of eating food? It's the conversation that really matters. Seeing if we can see the vision that comes with this business through the conversation is what's really important. That is true for both partners and sponsors alike. You should always try to make lunch or dinner engagement. The CEO of a company once said that the most effective and cheapest way to run a business is paying for food. That's what I've been doing all along. And when I heard it from a CEO, so I've been doing a good job. That was another reason I was able to become successful more quickly. Everyone give everything away. Just give it all away. If you keep doing that, you will start to gain trust. And people will think if I follow that person, I'll be able to succeed. Whenever there's some calculation to be done between sponsors and partners, who should be losing? The sponsors.
We asked these amazing leaders to be on the very first episode of this series, and it is a privilege to hear you speak. It's like 5 seminars put together. The key points of your talks are just so valuable.
Was it?
Yes. Wow, we've covered so much. I'm not sure everyone is following this. So, you've just talked about the basics of building trust with the people you interact with.
It's always better to want to give rather than receive. And that's right. And who is the #1 person who practices every day? Our chairman. He's always standing like this, ready to give and share. So, yes, we should try to copy him. Deeply rooted into the ATOMY culture is sharing and treating people to meals, and even something as small as sharing snacks. Whenever we go to China or Taiwan, our partner's always so eager to buy us traditional snacks. We come home with our bags stuffed with them, and when someone hands me a snack, do I look at them or look away? Of course I look at them. In the business of network marketing, this is what you need to do well.
Like you just said, our chairman always shares with everyone. But there was a time when our chairman made less than $1,400 a month. But even when he made $1,400 a month, He donated money to elementary schools to use for students' meals. It's the thought that counts, whether it's big or small. Like you said, even if it's not a very expensive meal, even if it's just sharing a small snack, it's the thought that counts, whether it's big or small. That small act of kindness can develop into trust.
Oh, the Taiwanese partners always shower us with snacks. That's why I go there so often. I really go to Taiwan often.
Everyone, if you want to invite Imperial Master Yeon-Soo Kim, remember to prepare a lot of snacks. It says it from 2009 to 2024. You made over 15 billion in Korean won. Did you expect you'd make so much from the start?
I joined ATOMY to make $1,400 a month. It's like our chairman always says, people don't think of becoming rich. All I ever wanted was to make $1,400 a month, but our chairman changed my mindset. Through ATOMY, when I changed my way of thinking and wished to make $100,000 a month, I found my body moving on its own. And that's why you should do the same. Picture yourself making $100,000 a month. Huh? I found if you do that, do you think you'd be lying around at home? Do you think you'd be playing around? Going to parties? No. You want to work harder to build your business. Our chairman told us to picture ourselves making $100,000 every month. Doesn't that do something to you? People go nuts if they're told they can make $50,000 a month. And by giving it my all, I started making $100,000 a month. I was curious to see how much I make in a month, so I clicked on my computer and wow. Am I allowed to mention the exact
Please share it with us. We're also curious. A month's worth.
Income. I saw that I'd make $8,000. I hadn't calculated my monthly income until then because they paid me every week, along with the mastership bonus that came in twice a month. Money felt like water flowing from a faucet. It was so much I couldn't even count it out, like water from a faucet. I won't even know where it all comes from if I need some. I just need to turn the faucet. It just came rushing in, and to think I had only wanted to make $1,400 a month. All this time, I hadn't thought about how much I had made at ATOMY. But after 15 years or so, I began to wonder, how much did I make? So, I asked the office, can I see how much I made so far? So they told me, and then, this is what they said. And I took a look. It was $10.8 million in total. I can't even say the words. How was this possible? How could it happen to me? Am I smart? Am I that talented? Of course I'm a lot smarter than before. These days we have to live younger lives, and thankfully we have ATOMY. But how are we going to live to be 120 years old? I'm telling you that you can all make $100,000 a month. We can all make that much money. When the chairman tells us it's possible, it's not just in theory. There are many people who are making that amount in ATOMY right now. People make over $100,000 a month. Do you think you'd be able to go to sleep at night knowing that?
Of course not.
You're not normal if you can. Pass on sleeping and work harder. Make more money in a shorter period of time so you can ultimately stop the actual labor and spend the rest of the time enjoying life and sharing with others. I'm living my dream life right now. It feels like a dream and not the reality. You can do it. You can do it for your loved ones. You've already met the tools for success, and that's ATOMY. But not everyone worked with ATOMY. There are still so many people who don't know about ATOMY yet. The fact that we met ATOMY is a true blessing. We were truly blessed. So, what do I need to do now? Don't get lazy and work hard, and you will all be as successful as I am. I can trust you to do that, right? I became successful by practicing our chairman's business know-how. And I'm doing what he did with you. I passed down all of my knowledge gathered from working with ATOMY.
I still can't believe that I'm talking to someone who earned $10.8 million. Wow.
I can't either.
When we first started at ATOMY, the most successful ATOMYan was Imperial Master Jeong-Soo Park. Back then, she was a Diamond Master. She was good.
When we started working.
We weren't able to see leaders who were already successful. So now it's a great time to be at ATOMY. There are witnesses right here in front of our eyes.
That's right.
There's no need to do any more research on the company. All you need to do is start.
So all we need to do is start and remember your tips, right?
Yeah, that's right. As long as you start, you'll make it.
Before we go, I have one last tip. Should I,
The know-how.
should the know-how?
The ultimate know-how.
Should I share it or not?
Listen closely.
The business we're in is a network marketing business. Network marketing. Network marketing is about leaving a margin as you sell products. You have to sign up new memberships, right? You need memberships to get residual income. So you get memberships, and how is that done? Is it possibly because I'm smart? No, that's not it. Memberships are made by ATOMY's absolute quality and absolute price. What turns negative attitudes into positive ones are the products themselves. What role do I play in that? Delivering the products to many people. What's going on at ATOMY these days? We have the Go 100 campaign. They say strike while the iron is hot and make hay while the sun shines. And on the note, the Go 100 campaign urges you to meet 100 people every day, but that doesn't mean you're done after meeting 100 people. You should get at least one person to join every day. Also over 10,000 PV a day. You got to deliver at least one product. Why? Through that product, that person will become a consumer for 1 month. How many people have you turned to consumers? 30 people. I think that's an incredible number. I started out with 4 people, but I lost 1, so I started out with 3. Out of those 3, there's 1 that succeeded right here. I started out with only 3 memberships after you make 30 consumers in 1 month. What do you do with those 30 customers? We're not a contact-based business. We're a business based on management. Network 30 consumers every day, meet them and ask them questions about the questions about what? Have you used the products? Have you? Did you try them? You have to continuously check and see if they've used the products you've delivered. Until when? Until they say, yes, it's pretty good. When you tried the ATOMY products, were they good or bad? They're always good. If they didn't like it, they can always return it, but you have to keep managing your consumers and check if you're using the products until you hear the words, I like it. It's a good product. You have to keep managing your consumers nonstop. Sell, leave a margin in the end. That's not where the ATOMY business is. You must manage your consumers until they change their negative attitudes into positive ones. Once they try the product, all negativity transforms into positivity. That's how the products work. That's why products run our business. So to be honest, the 30 people who become your consumers have become yours thanks to the products. When you first meet someone, don't think about stuffing them with a whole lot of products. Just one product will do. So after their perspective change into a positive one, only after you begin a relationship of trust with your consumer is when you take out your catalog. See? ATOMY has all these different products. You've been purchasing daily necessities at supermarkets until now. Who has become rich from that?
Supermarket owners.
The owners are the only ones getting richer. If you're 30, you've probably been shopping for 30 years, and if you're 50, you've been shopping at markets for 50 years. But have you ever seen a supermarket owner give you a free toothbrush? Nope. The moment you join ATOMY, you become the owner of a supermarket with thousands of products. That's right. You start it. You start building trust through a toothbrush, then open your catalog to 30 consumers, but through that single toothbrush, they can keep trying new ones. And trying and trying. You must continue to manage your consumers so that they will keep trying new products in the ATOMY catalog. If you don't go through this process and just forget about them after you hand over the product, if someone else goes up to them and talks about ATOMY, they'll register their membership with that partner. You lose your consumer because you didn't manage them. This happens all the time. Why? Because people only focus on the selling part. What do they say? I'm bad at selling. I can't sell anything. I don't even know how. But ATOMY's not about selling. It's hard if you think of it that way. All you do is deliver the products, manage people, and open your catalog so they can try new products in the future. Afterwards, you ask them to introduce you to someone new. They say they like the toothbrush, right? Since that was the case, you can ask if they will introduce you to someone who would use this toothbrush because they like the toothbrush themselves. Do you think they'll say yes or no? They'll say yes because they've already tried the product. So if you start out with 30 memberships and add one more membership to each of those, what does that come to? At least a total 50 to 60 memberships. Here's another important point. Let me take the leaders here for example. And say one of their partners went through with the plan for a month. Then whose consumers are the partners' consumers? They're my consumers as well. That's why I said you should always share and give. Give them everything. We have to keep sharing. If your partner brings in 30 consumers, you have to at least treat them to a meal or buy them an absolute product. It's like you're having a promotion deal with your partners. So, here's what you do as a promotion event. But it's not easy to keep track of everyone, right? So you keep your partners in groups of less than 5. It's more than 5. It's hard to manage. Keep them in groups of 3 or 5 and open a chat room. A chat room. A chat room.
Write all of this down. She's sharing precious know-how with you.
Make sure your partners join the group chat room and tell them to keep you posted whenever they deliver a product. So, through the group chat room, you can monitor your partner's work throughout the month. I tell my partners to continue this for at least a month. If a huge success, if you get 30 memberships through this, beginning is half the battle. It's not for a year or even 6 months or 3. How long do you do this for?
1 month.
Just 1 month. It's not always easy to do this for an entire month. That's why think that you're testing yourself with this. Am I really willing to succeed at ATOMY? Am I going to become Imperial Master? If you can't continue for even a month, you're not fit to become Imperial Master and earn $100,000 a month. Were you planning to succeed? You can't even stand up to develop a new product or what? It's just making 30 consumers. You can make over $100,000 a month if you stick with it for a month. So don't waste your time sleeping. It's not like you have to do this for the rest of your lives. If you work hard for just 2 or 3 years, your entire family lives can change. I hate seeing people who won't do as we say, even if we tell them everything there is to know. Every time I go abroad, I share this information with the partners there, and the countries who put this to practice see their sales go through the roof, but the partners are stubborn, hold on to their own ways. I never go back to that country. This is getting off on the right foot. That is correct. There's something more important than make Imperial, and that's becoming an auto sales master. You need to become an auto sales master before becoming Imperial Master. So if you can get to the auto sales master, you're 90% there. Depending on how many partners follow through with the 1-month plan, you own membership numbers will increase tremendously. I shout my head off every time I talk about this. Do as I tell you. Just listen. Then what will happen? You'll see results. If you try your hardest but do as you please, you won't get any results. That's right.
She's not scolding, she just feels so bad for them. So, she's sharing her know-how in hope of more people listening to her. I see we have a new question from the audience. Let me read it for you. Let's say someone begins the 1-month plan, and they're 5 days into the plan. They did a good job contacting new consumers and managing them for 5 days. And on the 6th day, they reached not only 10,000 PV, but they suddenly reached 300,000 PV after contacting 5 consumers. They got lucky. Does that mean they can stop the 1-month plan?
They should continue to get 10,000 PV every day. But what happens when they fail on the 7th day? You can get 10,000 PV with your own ID. If you continue to get 10,000 PV every single day for an entire month, you'll see something incredible. Very nice. Very incredible. The memberships that the partners made will be managed along with the sponsor. The sponsor must manage the new memberships the partners have brought in. It's not only the partner's job. Listen closely, mid-level leaders. Stop criticizing your partners about this and that. It's not right. It's like, just cutting off your nose to spite your face. You're only harming yourself. What you should be doing is praise your partners and accomplish so much in a month and buy them nice meals or snacks.
The slogan of Make Imperial is, my partner's success equals my own success. It will all go towards my own success. I think this is the key point of today's session. Talking to you like this makes me think we can go on for another 2 or 3 hours.
I think we can go all night.
We can, but there's a problem. You're worth $3,600 a day. If we go any longer, we'd have to pay $10,800. I see that we have some questions from some members in the audience.
Yeah?
And I'd like to share one more question before we go. This is a question for Crown Master Young-Wak Kim. Someone wrote, after running straight ahead for so long, I feel like I'm lost. Can you please tell us what we can do when we find ourselves lost?
There are times when I feel lost after running straight ahead. And in those times, you can ask your sponsor for consultation and get some guidance. Please tell me if I'm on the right path, or plug into the system again and train all over again. There are people who just plug into the system. You need to try different things and build your own know-how. That's how you do it. There are people who just stop in the middle if things get tough. If you just don't stop, and if you become stuck, you should hurry and consult your sponsor. But if you try to handle it by yourself and dilly-dallying, you miss the opportunity to get back on track. If you miss the opportunity, you give up on yourself and then you quit. Then you'll go around telling people that ATOMY doesn't work. It's a shame that people go down that path. So sad. When you first start off, some will make $300 and some will make $400. This is before you become an auto sales master. And it's like if you make below $1,000 a month. If I were to compare that for climbing a mountain, we'd say you're halfway to the top. When you make $50 to $700 a month, you're halfway there, but you shouldn't give up because the pinnacle isn't right before you. But you shouldn't, saying that no partners will listen to what you have to say. Of course, in such cases, you can always find new memberships. There's a point in the business where it's hard to see where you're going because you have consumers but no partners yet. If you have just one partner, you'll be able to navigate yourself forward. With no partners and just some consumers here and there, you might think you can't see a future and go, it's not working out for me. I can't see any partners even if I try. You can't just give up when it gets hard. You have to try. And do your best. In the future, we're expected to live beyond 120, even 150 perhaps. What are you going to do about your later years if you give up there? This is why you should keep trying with ATOMY, even if you think it's difficult. If you keep at it, although it's not the perfect match for you, you're bound to succeed sometime. You can't just give up because you can't see the future right in front of you. It's a whole new path, so you should prepare yourself to be refused. When I became an auto sales master, I told myself that it's a brand new start. That's the attitude that I just kept. And when I became a team manager, I told myself that this was a brand new start, and that was my mindset while I worked. It was the same when I became a general manager and a director. As long as you do this, there's no way you'll get lost in ATOMY. It's all planned out. As long as you put your mind to it, you can see the entire path right in front of you. It's just as our chairman says, there's only hope in hopeless times, is that I can be hopeful. It's up to me. If I'm hopeful, somehow that hope will guide me through. Try it. Challenge yourselves. I say this with confidence. You can succeed.
It's like listening to a star lecturer. You gave us a clear answer.
Most of the people who get lost or fall off track don't stay in the system. You need to stay. You must always stay in the system. There's a reason we tell you to follow your sponsor wherever they go. As long as you stay in the system, even if you get lost, you can find yourself back on track. You must stay in the system to find your way back on the right path. People who are in the system tend to get lost on the wrong paths.
They lose direction.
Then they'll complain and say ATOMY doesn't work. So stay in the system no matter what.
I believe that this success system will be a huge help to the countries that do not have the system already. And I hope that everything we covered in today's session is put to practice by our partners. Everyone can become successful.
I'm sure of it. Everyone will become successful.
I truly hope so. And I also hope that everyone begins the 1-month plan starting right this second. Is the day nearly over? If there's just 5 minutes left, you can still contact people and continue the 1-month plan today, tomorrow, and so on. Those of you who do this will definitely succeed within the system. I'll let our Young-Soo Kim IM which branch office gets the highest number of memberships so she can visit that branch office herself. That'd be nice.
I promise that I will visit the country with the highest number of 1-month plan participants.
She made a promise, and this video is going online for everyone to see, so please go ahead and begin the 1-month plans. And as you said earlier, delivering products to people and continuing to manage them is key. So the company has made a handbook to be distributed worldwide.
Oh,
Wow,
wow, that's a great idea.
They have all these great resources.
Ah.
What does that mean? It means that they have an even better environment to begin their 1-month plans. In spite of the short time, the two leaders shared some great words of wisdom. Can we ask you to wrap up today's session?
I'm living my happiest days after meeting ATOMY. If your heart fluttered after hearing about ATOMY and your legs got wobbly, I'm positive you'll become successful a lot faster. And you can do it. Even if you haven't experienced that thrill, if today's lecture moved you, you will be sure to succeed. Just go for it. Thank you.
If you walk away from this session with even just one vision, and if you're willing to put that into action, I am positive that you will enjoy the fruits of your hard work. I believe in you. I just hope today is the first of the series of the Make Imperial show with many more successful Atomonians. And that's what I want. I myself had a great time, and I was happy to share my experiences with you. I will see you all at the top. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Spending time with the highest leaders of ATOMY was very meaningful for me as well. ATOMY will continue to try hard to support the success of many Atomians. I'm sure they feel something bubbling up inside them. They probably can't wait to start their 1-month plans and contact people right away. They're probably thinking of all the people they gave toothbrushes to.
That's right.
I hope you'll all give those people a call today. Now we're all going to shout Make Imperial 3 times, just like our chairman does. So when I count to 3, please join us.
Let's stand up.
Good idea. Let's all stand for this. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Make Imperial! Make Imperial! Make Imperial! Make Imperial!
Get ready to say ATOMY's motto. Cherish the spirit. Create the vision. Follow the faith. Serve in humility. Aja, aja, aja. ATOMY always supports your success and balanced life.